Week 7 is in the books, folks. You know what that means. It's time to go around the league with scores, standings, Player of the Week awards, and so much more. But first, let's start with scores. The Browns win at home over the Giants, 30-22. Baker Mayfield threw for 248 yards and a touchdown, but got some help from running back Nick Chubb, who finished the day with 94 yards and a rushing touchdown. The Eagles blow out the 49ers 45-10 to end their undefeated run at 5 wins. The Eagles' defense was pesky, picking off Jimmy Garoppolo 3 times, while Carson Wentz threw 4 touchdown passes and Miles Sanders rushed for 145 yards with 2 touchdowns. The Bills run over the Patriots at home in Orchard Park 42-21. Josh Allen played phenomenal, throwing 4 touchdown passes with 2 of them going to Cole Beasley, who ended the day with 194 yards receiving. The Jets beat the Nathan Russell-less Broncos 28-14. Jamison Crowder has the big receiving day for them this week as he finishes with 130 yards and a touchdown. The Saints finally get in the win column as they go into Tampa Bay and march out victorious 28-21. Rookie quarterback CJ Armstrong throws for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns, while his run game added to it as well, as Alvin Kamara ran for 95 yards and a score. Detroit shocks the Jaguars at home in the final minutes to win 21-18. Matthew Stafford shows he can still lead a fourth quarter comeback as he finishes with 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. Houston wins a tight one at Lambeau Field and beats the Packers 17-14. Deshaun Watson ends the day with 253 yards and a passing touchdown, all while completing 79% of his passes. The Bengals maul the Redskins and win by a huge margin, 49-14. They wrapped up the day scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter and shutting out Washington in the second half. The Bengals offense combines for a whopping 7 touchdowns, 5 passing from Andy Dalton and 2 rushing by Joe Mixon. The Bears get a nice win at home, beating the Colts 28-17. Mitchell Trubisky finishes with 3 touchdown passes, each to a different receiver, and they were Trey Burton, Anthony Miller, and Adam Shaheen. The Titans win a low-scoring game at home versus the Vikings 17-3. The 2 touchdowns on Tennessee's side both came from rookie running backs Devontae Royster and Jordan Dungy. The Chargers go on the road and win in Oakland 24-14. Melvin Gordon had a busy day combining 80 rushing yards with 109 receiving yards to total out at 189 yards when it was all said and done. The win allows the Chargers to split the season series with the Raiders. Seattle travels to LA and beats the Rams 24-17 on Sunday night. Russell Wilson's play was spotty, throwing 2 interceptions, but he did have a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and 203 passing yards. We saw the Steelers cruise in Baltimore to a 34-14 win over our Ravens on Monday night and get their 5th win in a row. The offense was unstoppable as Ben Roethlisberger finishes with 343 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, while both running backs James Conner and Jalen Samuels get rushing touchdowns. The win gives Pittsburgh the season series sweep over the Ravens. The Chiefs win big 38-21 over Miami, scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter on Thursday night. It took Miami 3 quarters to score 21 points, for reference. Patrick Mahomes played fantastic, throwing 4 touchdowns each to a different receiver: Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, and Levine Toilolo. Now let's take a look at standings. First, in the AFC North, the Steelers now atop in first place, 5-2, with their 5-game win streak definitely doing them all the favors in the world right now. The Browns in second place at 4-2, Ravens in third, 4-3, Bengals in last place at 3-3. In the AFC South, Texans still atop in first place at 4-3. There is a 3-way tie for second place though between the Colts, Jaguars, and Titans, all with 3-4 records. In the AFC East, the Jets lead that division 5-2, looking dominant so far this year. Bills and Patriots in second place with a tie, 3-4. Dolphins bring up the rear, 1-5. Over to the AFC West, the Chargers lead in first place, 5-2. Raiders and Broncos both 3-4. Chiefs still in last place, 2-5. Over to the NFC now, starting with the North. The Bears in first place, 6-1. Packers in second at 3-3. Lions tied at 3-3 for second place with the Packers. The Vikings in last place at 1-5. In the AFC South now, Panthers leading the division, 5-1 in first place. Falcons in second place at 3-3. The Saints and Bucks both tied for third place, 1-5. In the NFC East, the Cowboys in first place, still leading 5-1. Eagles not far behind them though, 5-2. Giants and Redskins both winless, 0-6. In the NFC West, the Seahawks still on top, 6-1. 49ers and Cardinals in second place, tied, 5-1. Rams are in last place at 1-5. Time to take a look and see who won the Player of the Week awards for both the NFC and AFC in Week 7. Starting with the AFC first, Josh Allen gets the offensive part of the award this week. 355 passing yards and 4 touchdowns will definitely get you the award. On the defensive side, William Jackson of the Bengals, cornerback, had a big day. 7 tackles and 2 interceptions for him. On the NFC side, we got Miles Sanders, running back from the Eagles, 145 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown, all for Miles Sanders in a busy day as they win their game huge, as we covered earlier. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, it's Emmanuel Ogbah, 5 tackles and 3 sacks for him, get him the hardware this week. Congratulations to everyone, all the players who won the award this week in Week 7 of the NFL. Before we get out of here though, folks, let's take a quick look at the Ravens' second half of the schedule. They have a bye week this week, so no game for them, but they will return in Week 9. The Ravens are entering the second half of the season 4-3 and on a 2-game losing streak, so they're looking to turn things around. And they'll start in Week 9 when they play the Giants. This will be one of 4 away games to start. Again, Week 9 against the Giants, Week 10 against the Browns, Week 11 they'll play the Bills, Week 12 against the Jaguars, and then they come back home for a 3-game homestand where they'll play Week 13 against the Browns, Week 14 against the Cowboys, Week 15 against the Eagles, and they'll have 2 away games to finish the season. With Week 16 they'll travel to Washington to play the Redskins, and Week 17 they will go to Indianapolis to play the Colts. This is very important for Baltimore coming out of this because they need to win both of these games against the Browns to have a shot at the division, in my opinion. We've already seen them get swept by the Steelers and then split the season series with the Bengals. So they need these 2 wins against Cleveland. And that 14-2 prediction I had at the beginning of the season is not going to come to fruition, obviously. But we saw what they did last year out of the bye week. Last year they came out of the bye week and won all their games coming out of the bye week. So maybe we'll see it again at the end of the season once it's all said and done. But there'll be more time to get to that, folks. Week 9 is coming up, and they will play the Giants. That's going to be a fun game. Hopefully the Ravens can get back to their winning ways after losing 2. They can come out of the bye week refreshed and ready to go to tackle the second half of the season. Thank you all for tuning in for the weekly recap show. I am B-Ron. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe, share wherever you share cool stuff, and as always, you guys, you know what to do. Keep on shining and keep on grinding. I will see you all in the next one.